Hi, welcome to week 2 of half marathon training. My name is Mariam, and as you know, I'm training for Istanbul Half Marathon, which is going to be on the 27th of April, and it's going to be my first ever half marathon, which I'm so excited about and quite scared, to be honest with you. This week has been a bit challenging. I've just not been feeling too well, both physically and mentally. Physically, I've just been feeling really tired, and I just felt like everything I did, I needed to take like 2 hours nap after it. Like it was just getting insane, and that's why I did a blood test to hopefully help me figure out what's wrong with me. I think most likely it's going to be iron deficiency, but we'll know more about that next Monday. Also, this week has been super snowy and frozen, so I've done both of my easy runs on the treadmill, and today was the first day that I actually stepped out and did my run outside, which was also quite tricky because I woke up this morning and I felt like, nah, there's no way I'm gonna step out, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it on a treadmill. But then there was this voice inside of me that was like, what if I never run outside again? No, but I was just really worried that if I just, give in and just say, oh yeah, I'll just do it on the treadmill, then what's gonna happen? When you just overthink everything and you're thinking, oh, like it's gonna be like 10 years is gonna pass, then like I've only ran on the treadmill. No, but I was just really worried about that. And then my mom was going to a doctor's appointment, and I figured I just go with her, I'll drop her off, I'll go and do my run, and then I'll come and pick her up. And that's what I did, and I'm so happy that I did that, because even though I was feeling super dead as I stepped out of the car and began my training, even on the second interval as well, I'm just so happy that I got to finish and I got to see another day of me proving myself wrong. And that's like the funniest thing about running. You just just thinking to yourself, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna run. I think I'm gonna stop like after 200 meters, 300 meters. You're like, I think I'm not feeling too well today. But then you go and you actually do it, and then you just look at it and you're like, has this just been mind games? Like, I feel like sometimes I even think like, what are other things that I could have actually done, but because my mind was telling me not to do them, I actually didn't do it. Moving on, this week I'm going to talk through some of my kit. We're going to start from running, then we're going to move on to cycling, and then filmmaking. What? The first pair of shoes that I had for running were these Asics GT 2011s. These are really great shoes, and they're amazing for stability and support. But what I didn't like about them, and the reason why I put them aside as my gym shoes, were that one, the bounce is quite minimal, and also that I used to get a lot of blisters with these on the sides of my feet. And back then I used to think that that was because of the shoes and not because of the socks, apparently. But yeah, these are really great shoes. I've had them for 2 years now, and they're looking intact, like insane. Then I moved on to Nike Structure 25s, which I don't have them with me now, but those were amazing shoes to start with. I have this problem of shin splints, which I think is because my feet pronate, my right foot more than my left foot, because the arch of my foot is a bit too archy. A new medical terminology. I don't really know the name for it, but that's why those were amazing shoes to start with, offered a lot of support, and also because they're not too cushiony, they helped build some of the muscles that I needed in my feet and my legs. Next was my first ever carbon racing shoes, which were these ones. Adidas, Adizero, Adios Pro 3s. That's such a long name. I love these shoes, honestly. The cushioning is perfect. The upper is, yeah, really good. I love the back bit here as well, the foams here. The only problem with these that people have mentioned a lot is the material here. on the bottom, which apparently rubs off easily, which I think they look fine after 400 kilometers. But my biggest enemy with these shoes, the laces. The laces were awful. I instantly removed them and swapped for these elastic ones, which I really like, but I would go with something with a bit more width if I wanted to buy new laces for these shoes. After these, I moved on to a pair, which I don't have here again, which is also, again, Nike ones. Nike Invincible 3s. Those were shoes that I was really excited to have, and I really look forward to them, and they looked great, but ones that I never felt comfortable with. My shin splint would hurt every time I used to wear them. I wasn't really happy with the upper, with the laces, and yeah, in general, I didn't really like those shoes. And that is why I moved on to, actually, the next one is again Adios Pro 3s. I've got two pairs of these. This one is actually half a size bigger than the other one, if I'm not wrong, because my feet grew in the process of me running. I, again, have used elastic laces for these ones, but I don't have the lock system, so that I can take it off and put it back on and don't need to cut the laces. Again, really happy with these, did my 10K in these. But now for my easy runs or long runs, the shoes that I'm using for the past month are these Novablast 5s. I really love these shoes. I love the upper, I love this like tongue thing here. I love the laces. In general, amazing shoes. I don't really have anything bad to say. The grip is fine. Maybe in wet conditions, they're really a bit weird, but I've never had any shoes that were actually good in rainy conditions. So I'd say these are definitely one of my favorites at the moment. Another piece of kit I want to talk about for running and for cycling is my watch, Garmin Forerunner 265S. I've had this watch for 2 months now, and before this I used to have Forerunner 745, which was an incredible watch. I really love that one. There are a lot of features on this watch compared to that one, but what sold it for me, which you might laugh at, is the weight, the size, and the battery life, which I really needed. And I wanted to get more data from my watch in my sleep and in my everyday life. And I felt like with the 745, I couldn't really wear it all day. But this one just feels more light and it's just easier to have. I think the looks of it as well are improved, and it just makes it easier to have it on your wrist the whole day. Now, moving on to the cycling section, the bike that I currently use is Cannondale Supersix Evo 2, which is an incredible bike. It's super light, aero, love every component of this bike, the handlebars, the saddle, everything just feels really good and is so comfortable. The handling is amazing. The only thing that I hate to bits about this bike is the stem system. I tried taking it off and it is a nightmare to install. It's so complicated, and I don't really know why they have decided to go with this kind of system, but definitely way more difficult than Trek, Specialized, or Giants. As for my pedals, I use the Shimano SPD pedals. I'm gonna put the actual name of the pedal on the screen. But initially I got these pedals because I used to use my previous bike, for commuting to my work, and having the 2-bolted system just felt a lot better. But then I never moved on to SPD SL because it took me a long time to get used to SPDs, and still I have a love and hate relationship with them. I sometimes find them scary even now. Yeah, definitely on my list to move on to the SPD SLs. The shoes that I use for cycling are these Shimano XC3s. Yeah, really good shoes. Ones that I've used for around, more than 2 years now. And yeah, really comfortable, have nothing bad to say about them. The last piece of cycling kit that I want to talk about is this computer, Garmin Edge 130. It is, yeah, definitely one that works well for me. I think in terms of navigation, maybe I would like to move on to something better in the future. But this little thing that I got secondhand along with the sensors on my bike, it has worked amazing for me. The only issue I've had with this is that it operates awfully in the cold weather, and you can expect this to shut down after 15 minutes, even if it's like fully charged. But yeah, that was cycling. Let's move on to filmmaking kit. The camera I'm currently shooting this on is Sony A7 IV, which I've had for around 2.5 years. And before this, I used to have A7 III for around 5-6 years, which was again an incredible camera. The lens I'm shooting this on is a Sigma 2470, one of my absolute favorite lenses from Sigma. It has such a great character. I used to use this for film stills as well, and it performs so well. The monitor I'm using to have a look at how I'm doing on the camera is Video Assist from Blackmagic, the 5-inch 12G version. And the mic I'm currently using, which I'm going to be posting the unboxing video of this really soon, is the DJI Mic Mini. The lights that I'm currently using, this one right here as my main light is Aputure Amaran 150C, which is an RGB light, 150 watts. Which I really love. It's amazing for shoots and it's so capable. And this light on my back right here, acting as my rim light, is a tube light from Aputure Amaran T2C, which is again an RGB light. These pieces of kit, they are results of many years of working in this industry and just, you know, researching the hell out of anything that I buy. And definitely ones that I'm so glad I've got the opportunity that I get to use these pieces of kit. Good morning. Today is Friday, the last day of week 2, and I was supposed to have a 10K long run, but it didn't go to plan. As soon as I started, I was feeling a bit tired because of yesterday's run, and yeah, I just tried to keep it in the 5:40 pace zone, but after 5 kilometers I couldn't hold that anymore, so I just ran to the 2 last kilometers in around pace 6, and then I couldn't do it anymore. I felt like I was injuring my shin, and my legs were in pain, my feet were in pain, and yeah, I just made the decision to cut it short and rest some more. And I think, yeah, that is definitely one of the big lessons of, you know, when you're training towards a race or when you're doing anything consistently, you're not going to be feeling your 100% every time, and that's completely okay. And for me, I know that if I let my shin get into that pain zone, like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, then it's gonna take it like weeks to actually recover. So I just rather be cautious about it. And yeah, that's it from me. I'm looking forward to week 3. The mileage is just gonna go up. I'm a bit nervous about that, but yeah, let's just see how it goes. I'll see you next week, and let me know what were your favorite kit or your first kit that you used, or something that you cannot live without. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week.